let's see if I can show everything right there. So because I had two objects, if you remember correctly from ZBrush, I had Leon body here and then the bulge from his tongue right here. So one model is this one and one model is this one, and I just placed them together and exported, but the FBX saw them as two separate objects, which is actually correct. So we need to combine them first. So we have four objects here. So these two and these two. Now we're only gonna need the geometry, so we can select so if you click on Leon body, you notice that here in the stack it says skin, as well as the bulge it says skin. This is because by default has been skinned to these two joints that were created automatically when from the exporter. Now we don't need these, so we're gonna click on Leon body geometry and click on the bin right here, skin, and then click on the bin to remove it, and then the same thing here, skin, remove it. And then we're going to select these two joints, which now are right here, free to move around, and I'm going to delete them. So I just have my two objects right here, 1 and 2. Now, let me undo that. Okay. Now I want to merge these two objects in one. So I'm going to select Leon body and click on attach, and from here I'm going to click on the bulge, and it says match material ID. We don't really care about this, but sure, click OK. Now we have just one object, and it's right here. If your character have multiple objects, you can combine them this way, or you can even leave them separately, but then you have to repeat all the operations for every object. Now for convenience, I want this to be one object, so I attached everything together. Now we're gonna click on the hammer here, utilities, and reset Xform. Click here and then reset selected. Now if you go back to the modifier here, you see that we got this cage, this orange cage. So we right click on Xform and collapse all. Alright, so now our character is been reset, so to speak. We're gonna click here in the modifier list and scroll down all the way to the bottom, and you see that it says unwrap UVW. So this is the modifier for the UV. So we're going to click on Open UV Editor, and here, hope you can see it. So these are the UVs for the textures. Now your character must have UVs, otherwise the texture is not going to show up, it's going to look broken. So these are the UVs that I made for my character. We're going to go into textures and to convert textures later, but for now just check that all the UVs looks the way that your character is supposed to have them. And in here from the options, we're going to click on reset UVWs first, click yes, and then here where it says map channel 1, we're going to click the up arrow and we're going to click on move. Okay, so it's going to say 2 here. Now we close this and we leave this alone. So next we're going to click again in the modifier list, scroll down to the bottom until we find skin wrap right here. Click on skin wrap, and you see in this empty space right here, this is where we are going to wrap. We're going to tell 3D Studio Max what to wrap to our model. So we want to wrap our 3 objects, the shirt, the arms and the trousers from the original model, because these are the models that they are skinned to the joints. Okay, so we're going to click on add, and we're going to click on the shirt. Okay, it's right there. Then we're going to click on the arm, and it appears right there. And then we're going to click on the trousers. Okay, so it might take some times. My computer is very slow. So I got these three objects in my list. Now we're going to change this parameter distance inflate to 0.05. I click enter, and here we're going to click on weight all points. Okay, and then we're going to click on convert to skin. What this is going to do is to create a skin modifier on top right here. So now our mesh that we just imported has been skin wrapped over the sheriff costume. Okay, you can see right here I have all these joints. All these joints right here now have been skin wrapped to my mesh. We need to do one more thing. Click on advanced parameters right here, and we're going to change the bone affect limits from 20 to 8. Press enter, and then we are going to click here to remove 0 weights. All right, last thing that we're going to need is to add a edit normals modifier. Click here. Now don't get scared, these lines here represent the normals. Each vertex has a normal, and some vertex has where the vertices are not weld properly, we have two normals. You can see there is one normal here and two normals here, and that's because this vertex right here, they're not weld together. So what we want to do is we select all the normals like that, and then we go down here and click use threshold, and we change this to 0.001 and click selected. All right, so what we have done now, we averaged all our normals together, so we don't have double normals on our model, and it will look smooth. So this was the last step that we needed to do. If you don't want to see these long lines, you can change the length here. You can set it to 1 and they become much shorter. So at this point we are ready to export our mesh and test that this is working or not in the game. But first there is one last thing that we absolutely need to do, and it's the name. So if we go back to our schematic view, at the moment our mesh is called Leon Body, and that's not good because we are going to modify an existing mesh. We need to use the same name conventions. So we are going to modify, let's see, the arms maybe. If I select here, yeah, the first one are the arms. Now the arms are called, if I zoom in, this is the name, LOD group _1 main mesh _1 submesh _1. So we want to copy this exact name right here to our model. If we want to change another part of the model, let's say that we want to substitute the shirt, we click here and we're gonna have to use this exact name. The names determines what textures the model is going to use once it's exported in the engine. So just keep that in mind. It might be a little bit confusing right now, it will be more obvious later. Now let's just use this one. So LOD1, and from here I'm going to copy, Control C for the name right here. I'm going to select my mesh, and I'm going to give it the same name. Okay, so this is the same name as that mesh that we want to replace. All right, so everything seems ready. So now we just need to export this. So make sure it's still selected. Go to Max Script, Run Script, and again click the same script made by Maliway. Here it is. And this time we're just gonna click Export Mesh. And from the list, we are going to click again this mesh right here. So this mesh dot this number, and click Open. Now this is gonna take a while, depending on your computer. You must wait until you get the done pop-up message. If you don't get that, if the script finishes and you don't have the done message, means that something went wrong. Unfortunately, there is no diagnostic. It doesn't tell you what went wrong, but if you follow these steps, you should be good to go. So let's wait until this is finished. All right, done. I'll get the message, so everything should be good. I'll click OK. Now let's go to, there you go. Let's go to our mesh folder inside of when we exported all our data, and you can see that we have a new mesh right here. This is the original and this is the new mesh. This is the one that we just exported. So time to test it. Let's see if it works. So you can delete this, you can rename it, you can move it somewhere else. I would recommend to keep this as a backup, but for now I don't care, so I'm just gonna delete it. And I'm going to rename this. So I'm gonna remove this new mesh like that. It's gonna warn me that I'm changing the format. I'm gonna click yes. All right, so let's test if this is working in the game and see if we've done everything correctly. All right, let's see if everything went like we wanted. So let's go to bonus, models, and Leo Unclay Sheriff, and yes, it looks like it worked. So as you can see, the model was successfully replaced. Now obviously the reason why it looks like this, the texture looks like this, is because this is still using the arm texture. Remember, we exported with the same name as the arms, so that's why I said it's important that you decide which object you're going to replace, because that's gonna be the texture that later you're gonna have to replace. So we name it the same as the arm. So now the whole body is using the arm texture. You can see that some detail from the arm. There's a finger right here. It looks gross, but we're gonna change that soon. So now the important thing was that the model works correctly, so that was a success. So next step is gonna be to change the textures, and I'm gonna show you how to do that.